Hello, everyone. This video is focused on your final group project. For the final group project, you must first decide on a topic. The topic should be something that you are already familiar with. So some examples might be parenting, hobbies like gardening or cooking. It could be yoga, stress management, time management. The idea is that the topic that you choose for this final group project is something that you are already considered an expert in. I'm not looking for students to do any additional research. It's something that you should already feel comfortable with. I would recommend that you don't choose a topic that is really, I guess, close to past experiences that you've had, for example, because sometimes feelings get brought up and that may hinder your ability to facilitate the group. An example of this is a group on intimate partner violence. In the past, a student may have been a victim and felt comfortable at that time to facilitate the group or plan the group. But when the mock facilitation occurred, it can feel very real. And so for a student, that may bring up some feelings, and then that may hinder their ability to complete the project in the way that they had originally wished for. So I would encourage students to keep it relatively light. The idea is that you are being able to practice your skills from beginning to end. So in this class, the first part of the class is really learning the skills and the theories behind group counseling, and then starting to practice and to plan. So you get to choose a topic from scratch, and then you get to plan that topic, that session, and actually execute facilitating it and using the skills that you've learned in the class to do this. And then you get an opportunity to write group notes and then critique yourself. So again, the first step is to really determine a topic that you feel comfortable with to be able to facilitate as a final group project. Once you've determined the topic, you will then narrow it down. I recommend using big picture planning. Please refer back to your textbook and previous assignments that you've had on this topic. The group project will require you to pick one session in a hypothetical group. This should not be the first session of an 8-week group, for example. The reason behind this, as you know, the first session is really focused on introductions and establishing the group expectations and norms. And for this project, I'm really interested in assessing your skills beyond the first session. In this case, you may focus on session 3 of an 8-week or 8-session group, for example. One example might be if you chose the broad topic of a parenting group, you might focus on a particular session that the purpose is looking at toilet training. So the broad group is parenting, but the focus and the session that you are going to facilitate is focused on toilet training. In some cases, students might decide to choose a topic or a group that will only meet one time. So you may not have to choose the third session of an 8-week group. You may only be meeting hypothetically with your group one time. An example of a group topic might be a college orientation that meets once, or a job orientation that meets one time. Once you've determined the topic and the particular session that you're going to focus on, be sure that your group purpose or purpose of that session is very clear. A session plan for that particular session, whether it's a standalone group or a particular session in a series of group sessions, needs to be completed and submitted with your final recorded video. For the recorded facilitation, you need to have at least 3 to 4 participants. You may use classmates, and if you are close by those classmates, you can record an in-person group, or you can use a platform like Zoom. Or you may also use family or friends. The participants must consent to being recorded and acknowledge and know that I will be watching this recorded video as well as your fellow peers in the class. Upon completion of the recorded group, you will watch your recorded group session and you will critique yourself by completing a paper. I will share now the group guidelines for this particular project so that you can see how it is laid out. Under final project information, you should be able to see the final group project guidelines. Again, it's a 2-part assignment. You are expected to record a 20 to 30-minute group session on a topic that you choose. The group that you facilitate must have a beginning, middle, and end. As previously noted, a detailed session plan will be provided. The purpose must be clearly identified. The facilitation is 20 to 30 minutes. The facilitation of that session can't be a first session of an 8-week group, for example. It can, however, be a standalone one-time session. Group notes must be provided for each participant. A group note template will be provided. Once you've completed the actual facilitation, then you will watch that recorded facilitation and you will complete a critique that is at least 3 pages long, focusing on the following: discussing the group process. For example, did any member dominate? Were there shy members? Did certain people talk to one another more than others, etc.? What did you do well as a facilitator? This is where you will identify strengths. What skills did you use and when? Examples are, did you use drawing out, cutting off, use of eyes, tone of voice? What areas do you think that you could improve on? So what could you have done better? How did the overall experience feel? And what did you learn? Again, this should be an essay format, 3 pages typed. If students have additional questions, they can certainly reach out. I hope that you enjoy this project. Thank you.